Today, let's start with round 7. The title of today's lecture is Korea as the country of the righteous people, and that which they should do as the people of the heavenly sons and daughters. 애국가, it means the national anthem of Korea. 애국가 is the hymn for God. And the person who thinks of God deeply will be fortunate. Korea will become the country of the righteous people, while the Israeli people have the consciousness of the chosen people. The Korean people have the consciousness of the sons of God. In the times of the New Testament, all the works were undergone with the names of Jesus Christ, but in the new year of the promise, the works will be undergone with the name of God. God said that the spirit of the human being is more important than stars or galaxies, and the spiritually enlightened person will appear in the future, will become the God of stars later. And ultimately, they will become the new gods of the creation universes. That is, the new universes. As these sorts of things are undergone by the function of God, who is behind the curtain of them, it is important to set up the shrines for the worship of God at all the places of the earth. Furthermore, do not disregard the Korean national anthem, which contains my name, 하느님. In this case, 하느님 means the God of the universe. If anybody disregards the national anthem, which is my infinite holy name, I will erase his or her name from my book of life, and I will not let him go into the name of 144,000 righteous persons. If you salute the Korean national flag, 태극기 in Korean, national flag until the water of the East Sea is dried and until Mount Baekdu disappears, then I will not leave you until the water of the East Sea is dried and until Mount Baekdu disappears. I myself made your national anthem for the hymn for me, and I'll let any person who sings the song that contains my holy name and who thinks of me deeply will be in the holy and invaluable country. That's heaven, country of me. Your country, Korea, will be the righteous one, where quite a lot of righteous persons will be born, and so it will become the country that I'll be glad to see. Therefore, you, the one who loves righteousness, come to me. I will let my infinite glory flow through you. In addition to it, in the times of the Old Testament, all of the things and events were undergone with the name of Jehovah, Yehovah in Korean, Jehovah, and the God Jehovah was the host, and the people prayed in the name of Jehovah. However, in the times of the New Testament, all the things and events were undergone with the name of Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ was the host, and the people prayed with the name of Jesus Christ. Well, in the times of the future promise, these times of the promise means 언약시대 in Korean, 언약시대. All of the things and events will be undergone with the name of me, the God of the universe. And so you will pray with the name of the God. Now is the time when heaven or God is going to make the paradise or millennium kingdom of the earth. And so, if any country has the opinion against this will of the heaven, I will confer some calamity upon that country. And it will lead the state to the infinite way of destruction. Furthermore, the Israeli people have the consciousness of the chosen race. But you Korean people have the consciousness of the heavenly descendants. And so, when you tell this phrase to the foreigners, you may as well translate it into the Son of God. You cannot live until 100 years old, but your spirit will live infinitely, because I created your spirit just in accordance with myself. Therefore, the spirit of the human being is more precious than the stars in the sky or the galaxies in the space. As a result, we call it the peace humanitarianism, 평화인류주의 in Korean. The peace humanitarianism which will spread on the earth has to have not only the love on the basis, but the spirit-first ideology as well. In addition to it, you, the Korean people, should not become the people who exist only for your race, but you have to become the people who exist for the whole people of the world. Therefore, you have to declare the equality, freedom, love, righteousness, and furthermore, the truth. Next, let's think of the line, 줄 of God. The line which God mentioned to Mr. Kim Moo-gun is the so-called line of the human relationship, and it is called 연줄 in Korea. 연줄. The line which will contain the number of 144,000 of the human beings is so tremendously important that God emphasizes that we have to try hard to be contained in this number 144,000. God emphasizes that this sort of trance is a greatly invaluable one, and so even all in the universe, it is quite difficult to catch this sort of opportunity. When Mr. Kim Moo-gun asked God whether the purpose was to make the righteous persons enter the heaven, the reply of God was that the purpose is not only making them enter it, but also letting all of them become the stars of the space firstly, and ultimately he would make them become gods of the universe, become the gods of the universes who will rule the universe. By the way, I was greatly surprised to read that which God said that he would make a human being a universe God. That is a God who rules the universe. And it was just coincidental with the last conclusion of the new cosmology of my own column, which I made a few years ago. I inferred this fact as I did not know these words of God. And so, there is only my own thought and inference. However, that which God said and my inference was just coincidental, and my thought that the ultimate purpose of the human life is to become a God of the universe proved to be true. By the way, there is another fact that I was not aware of, and the fact is that a human being can become a god of a moon or a sun, for example. As this fact was mentioned by God to Mr. Kim Moo-gun directly, I presume that it is true. Therefore, I suppose that as a human being is evolved toward the fifth or sixth dimension, he will become a god behind the star, like the polar star or the sun. And as the lifespan of a star is about 10 billion years, he can live a life of a star for several times or several tens of times, and at last he may step on the level of an archangel like Archangel Michael or Samuel. At last, when a universe is born, he can become a God who is behind that universe. Therefore, I suppose that the goddess Gaia, who is the goddess of the earth, was a woman originally. In my opinion, if you want to see the goddess Gaia, you have only to see an American woman, Keisha. This woman was able to speak to the animals around her house that was situated in the countryside, and so she talked to the animals really. She buried crystal in the soil of many places all on the earth, and the crystal stones that she buried were the things that were strictly necessary for ordering the earth's grid in constructing the fifth-dimensional paradise. She seems to have a close relationship with the goddess Gaia of the earth emotionally and mentally. She has not been married yet, and she leads only the spiritual life. And so I think that if you want to see the goddess Gaia, you have only to see this woman. You can see her when you insert her name, Keisha Closer, in the YouTube site of the internet. The God of the universe says that there are two wishes that the Korean people have to contain in mind. The first one is that they should wish to construct the shrines where they can bow and pray to the God, not only in Korea, but in all the countries of the world. The second one is that they have to wish to make the philosophy, which is the basis of the peace humanitarianism. The construction of the shrine is important too, because the paradise that will spread on the earth will be ruled by the God himself. That is, the rule will be the theocracy, 신정주의, 신정정치, or 신정 in Korean. Furthermore, the bone of a country is the constitution or law, and the basis of the constitution is the philosophy or the ideology. The philosophical basis, which will be the cornerstone of the peace humanitarianism, that will be the most important basis of the spiritual world that will spread on the earth in the future, is one of the most important elements in molding the paradise.